So given that we all have an additional 5 days of Claude Fable 5, I wanted to show you a simple and easy way that you could take Fable 5 and use it to essentially spin up an infinite number of progressively improving websites. I ran a pretty interesting experiment, which was to let Fable design the highest quality websites that it thought that it could, using whatever means necessary, including a bunch of photo and video libraries. And the end result is quite honestly incredible. The cool thing here is I didn't actually ask Fable to do it in a particular way. I didn't give it a particular structure. It did all of this motion design, video design, image design, and everything completely on its own. So there's actually nothing here that I had to prompt. And I'm making this video for two reasons. The first is I just want to give you guys all these websites so you guys can use them to design whatever the heck you want. I also want to give you guys the prompts that I use to make the websites, which you can just find at /guide here. You can copy and paste this into any dumber model, one that's not Fable, and then arbitrage the pricing here that I've spent in order to build all them. But two, I wanted to show you guys that in order to get really high quality sites, you don't actually need like a 4 or 5 step framework. You don't need to be like, I got to define this and then do this and then do this, like most creators and YouTube are probably telling you. All you need is you need to figure out a way to get out of Fable's way. You need to figure out a way to like stop interfering with the model intelligence and then make really cool things happen. I plan on running this for like a week and then just designing 10,000 of these and then just offering them all to you for free. I plan on doing all that. But before I do that, I want to show you guys how you can replicate something like this at home, which is why I figured I'd record this video. The key is not to design a site. It is to design the prompt that designs all of the sites. So here's the actual prompt. This is exactly what I fed it in verbatim. I want to build 25 websites with Fable as a way to demonstrate its extreme capabilities in web design, taste, and artistic flavor. Then I want to record a video on it to show to over 500,000 people, my audience. I want each website to be fundamentally different and involve a mixture of advanced visual techniques, some of which would include high-quality 3D tactics, otherworldly beautiful animations, exceptional color palettes, novel interesting font styles, and whatever you deem fit as a way to showcase your skills. You can accomplish this in many ways using many workflows. For instance, you could download images on Pinterest, then I give it my email, generate similar but different images with GPT Image 2, which you have keys for, animate them with Higgsfield, which you have an MCP for, and that includes dozens of animation models like Kling, and use those as key assets. Now you can also borrow from advanced motion design style websites, and you have total creative freedom to design in a way that you believe best illustrates your capabilities. Probably one of the most important parts. Once you have all 25 websites up, I'd like you to put them on Netlify, that's the service I use to host, and then serve me the link. I'd also like you to add a brief description of how you would do so on a /guide route so others can do the same. Before you OK each site, make sure you do at least 3 iteration passes. An iteration pass is where after completing the site, you go through it with a fine-toothed comb, looking for design problems, opportunities to improve and complexify the design, and more. This is going to be seen by many, many people, and I will credit you fully, so go nuts and show the world what you're capable of. 25 websites hosted on Netlify with guide routes and 3 iteration passes is your /goal. Work completely autonomously and do not ask me for anything until you are all done. Fable proceeded to work for something like 20 to 25 minutes. It spawned a bunch of distinct subagents to parallelize the work and make sure that we got all of that done at the same time. And then voila, that's it. If you actually figure out the amount of time per website with this parallelization approach, at 25 websites, it took like a minute each. It just blows my mind because, like, again, back in the day, this used to take way longer and be way harder. So like I've said before, the key is to get out of the model's way. The model is smart enough in order to do more or less whatever the heck you want it to now. You just need to be okay at articulating the desire that you have and then giving it some way to verify its own work. And as long as you have that and you just give it access to a bunch of tools, the quality of the outputs will surprise you. I mean, I had no idea that you could even do this. This came up with a freaking 3D particle swarm. It then mapped a pre-created high quality like artifacts that had been found by people. And then it turned that into like a slowly rotating universe, essentially. I mean, this one generated this entire sprite. It didn't just do that. It also made a freaking video game. So now I literally have like a little mini game on the site. I mean, I had nothing to do with any of this. This whole design style involved creating a bunch of pins and putting them down in the ground and then iterating them through these letters. Obviously, we could make this as many letters as we want. This one here involves variable font weights and slowly changing their sizes. If you go up to the title, I mean, have you ever seen anything like this before? It's extremely impressive. This is running real shaders directly in my computer. I mean, is this going to be the most performant of websites? Probably not. But obviously, this is where things are going. They're moving from static scroll websites to like experiences because we now have the ability to have AI literally design these like cool, universes and so on and so forth. I mean, it's actually insane to me that we can do this. And you guys could literally just copy and paste everything that I've provided here just by going to /guide and feeding it in. Once you've done that, really all you do is just let it do its own work. And then most of the time, it'll know how to do this on its own, but then just test the outputs. Now, in my case, I'm doing this in Ghost TTY. It's just like a terminal view. And essentially, because of that, I don't have the built-in way to visualize it like most people will do in the Claude desktop app. So what I did, and what you can do if you're doing something similar, is you can just give it access to something like Chrome DevTools MCP, which is just a tool that allows it to open up web pages and then do stuff on that web page. But you don't have to. If you're using like the Claude desktop app, which you can find just by going to Claude desktop app on Google and then downloading, like everything is that straightforward now. It'll go through that and then it'll like actually spin up a demo directly live right next to you and do all that verification automatically. So as long as you have some form of verification built in, let the model go nuts and then you're good. Then what you do is you just give it some tools. And so in my case, I basically said, hey man, you have Pinterest, so go on Pinterest if you want. Now, the reason I gave it access to Pinterest is there's just cool images on here, man. There's like Sopranos type stuff. There's Spider-Man. There's like really cool aesthetics and whatnot. And the idea is if it needs inspiration for whatever reason, it can have it. After Pinterest, which was my main source, I then gave it access to Higgsfield MCP. For those of you guys that don't know, Higgsfield MCP basically just allows the model to access like a tremendous number of high quality, very stylized image and then video pipelines. Why did I do that? So that it could generate cool videos like this, and then it could automatically insert that in there. Or so that it could generate its own freaking font and then use its own freaking font in order to like take a screenshot of it and then turn that into some sort of particle swarm. Or so that it could generate assets for a video game like this. The point that I'm making though is like, the taste of these things is better than my taste. So why the hell would I try and institute my own top-down like belief on what the freaking thing should look like? And then I gave it a goal, but a goal is nothing special. A goal is just like a way to encourage it to continue working autonomously. And I just did that because, quite frankly, I was lazy. I went to the other room and I watched an episode of Dark with my girlfriend on Netflix. And when I came back, all these freaking websites were done. I'm just going to run through a couple of these cool ones for you. And then, you guys could use stuff like this, as mentioned, just by going to /guide on my site, or going down below to the description where I have links to all of these plus way more resources. So, I could literally just copy this and then paste this into whatever, and it would just redesign me the whole thing. Single HTML file, 3JS R160, Francis Italic, Space Grotesque, all of the flows, the floats, this is like a professional designer giving something to a slightly less professional designer. So, if you did want to just like spin this sort of idea with dumber models, you absolutely could. I really like this website. I think this is really cool. This is basically like a history website about all the different periods, the Cenozoic, the Mesozoic, the Paleozoic. I don't know how to say that, but obviously it's pretty clean, right? This website here is called Murmur, and the whole idea is you move closer in order to read. And, when I say move closer, there's this sort of effect that's happening in the background where everything's kind of blurry and you can't really tell, but then it consolidates into view and sort of stabilizes form. But, there's like a little app called Static On. In the background, it just plays a bunch of static and it sounds like an ocean. And so you're sort of like, it's like a lighthouse sort of idea, as well as some poetry here, right? I keep the sound you were, a tape worn, thin as breath, rewound, past meaning. We have a bunch of motion and interactive sites over here. My favorites are the ones that I've shown you guys so far, but there's also like an audio reactive one where it's gone through and I'm pretty sure it's synthesized a bunch of websites using a simple system here. 5 minutes, 42 seconds, 6 minutes, and 11 seconds. If you play one of these, it'll actually change the audio viz preview. I could for sure see people using that for a variety of purposes. This one here is where you like fly through a procedurally 3D generated like cityscape, which is kind of cool. I really like this website here. This is sort of like an album cover site. It's very nostalgic and so on. Sorry, that's just my Chrome DevTools MCP making that pop up. We can go through basically an infinite number of these, and I'm just going to continue adding stuff to this library. What I like about this is it just like makes use of very simple motion animations in order to make cool things happen. Like this is the Millennium 2000 website, very Y2K-y, I would say. Think about how easy it would be to make, a 3D sort of product website nowadays that automatically orbits around some product. This product was AI generated. That's what the textures are for. This used an AI text to like 3D model in order to generate this chair. This could be a freaking novel chair for all that I know, one that's never been designed before. What if you spun up a Shopify website with 10,000 of these slowly rotating, a person chooses what they want, and then you just send this spec, cleaned up obviously, to a manufacturer? I mean, like, the options are obviously insane and quite limitless. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. I didn't really have a plan or a project in mind when making this site. I just thought people should see how simple and easy it is to do. If you guys want all of these assets, just check down below. Again, I have a free community where I'm just storing all my resources now, including these prompts, all of these websites, and so on and so forth. And I'm just going to create way more and just continue giving them out to you guys, because at this point, I'm just arbitraging a little bit of my own token spend, $5, $10 per site, something like that, in order for you guys to have infinite templates. It's not a big deal. Okay, have a lovely rest of the day. Hopefully you guys appreciated that, and I'll catch all y'all in the next video.